Where's the good one? Well, they all kind of suck, but... Okay, let's do this. So, what this is I'm going to add no AI, so there will be no threat to you. So when we load in, it's going to say victory, just hit return to game, okay?
Yeah.
And this is an 8-player map, by the way. There's plenty of expansions on this one.
I see.
So return to game as soon as it pops up. There we go. So the job is simple for this is you're going to basically play as normal, but we're going to focus mainly on macro. So the timings won't matter here for certain things. So we're mainly going to try to get you to take every single base on the entire map, or at least most of it. So you want to do the extractor trick. Well, you don't have much time for it, but that's okay. Boop. Overlord. So get your spawning pool. Okay. And next 300 minerals goes to your first expansion. All right. Grab another drone. And go make a base. Boop. There we go. And bind them up on hotkey 1, all your hatcheries. There you go. Get your gas geyser. There you go. Easy peasy. So we're going to get the queens. I'll have you make your first 3 sets of zerglings. 1, 2. And as soon as the next larva comes out, he's also a zergling. There he is. A zergling. Okay, so there you go. That's your standard opener. Everybody does it. Gas is finished, so put the workers on gas. I like to grab them right when they get their right when they get their minerals dropped off at the hatchery. So when I grab the drones, they're easier to grab that way too. So at this point, it's like get your another queen at your other hatchery, right? Get your 2 queens for creep spread, so you can go ahead and queue a couple of them up. So you just keep building workers until you get 16 out of 16 for each base. If you can always move that orange rally point, that is wherever the workers go, is from that orange rally point. So if your base is oversaturated, you can simply move it to a new mineral field and they'll spawn and go to that mineral field. There you go. Grab a drone and make a new base.
You mean base like another base?
No, in the same platform that you're at, there's 2 more expansions you can go to.
Oh wait,
They're
I
just
don't
south
understand
of you.
section.
I don't think I can ping down here. I'm trying to get you to make a hatchery. See, every little mineral field on the map is a base expansion, technically.
Oh, expand
Yeah,
like
so where your queen is,
yeah.
yeah, make another one. Like, like the builders I sent you, it'll say hatchery. That's what it means. Go claim a base that's closest to you. So it's like every time you got high amounts of money, you're not making. If you're not making drones with that money, and you're not making army with that money, you should be expanding to make more drones, to make more army, etc. So you're constantly making queens for each hatchery. You're spreading creep. You're making drones and taking bases. And that's macro. You're just doing that until all the map is taken over, if that makes sense. Because you want to think of the map as it's mirrored. So it's basically, if you look at the left-hand top corner of the map and you look at the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and you can cut the map in half, it's exactly the same on one side as it is the other. So if you're fighting an opponent, his job is to take every base on his side, and your job is to take every base on your side. The more money you have, the more military you can spawn, the better economy you'll have, the more fights you'll win. Because it's all economic based, right?
Yeah.
So the more resources you control, the easier it is for you to win. And especially as Zerg, the more bases you have, the more larvae you have, the more military you can have up at a time. And that's all you're really doing here is just making more hatcheries, making more queens, injecting, making more drones. And I want every base to have each gas geyser. I want 16 out of 16 workers at each base, a queen injecting at each base, creep spreading, and bases being taken, and then rinse, wash, and repeat over and over and over. And you're just constantly doing this. You don't have to worry about tech. You don't have to worry about being attacked. All you got to worry about is overlords, queens, drones. Overlords, queens, drones. Right?
Yep.
And then if you keep doing this enough to the point where you become comfortable with it, so that way when you go play your next game against the AI, it's not a problem anymore this side of the game. The only thing it's now going to be a concern to you is what units do I get and how do I counter what he's doing. But the very basics of the game is get the economy running, get the injects going, get the expansions running, get the drones going, get the overlords going. The simple basic stuff for Zerg that seems like a mountain's task, and eventually it won't even register to you as a thought. You know, it'll just be background noise that happens. You get to the point where you'll be like me and you'll be like listening to music or something and playing the game, and then all of a sudden you'll have 10 bases for some reason. How did this happen? I wasn't paying attention. It's just autopilot. But this is something that you can practice over and over and over again. Just simply load a game with like an 8-player map and just come here and make workers and spread creep, get hatcheries, make overlords, and just keep doing it until you get like half the map done and then quit. And the point, and what you really want to do is see how fast you can do it. Because you got 4K minerals, right?
Yeah.
You could probably take every expansion on the entire map and still have like 2K minerals left. So it's just making stuff repeatedly, and then eventually you'll hit your supply cap. So, you could play till supply cap too. Is also how fast can you max out? How fast can you make 200 Zerglings? Right? Stuff like that. You can come here to do that. And this little system, when I did this with Hayu, I'm like, inject, do this, do this, do this. Grab a bunch of Zerglings, move them across the map. Inject, do creep tumors. Turn all your Zerglings into Banelings. Detonate the Banelings. Make more Zerglings. It's this constant do this, do this, do this. But it's the same pattern that you would do in a normal game. You just don't really think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just there. But like you have too many workers on your main base. You got 5 more than you need. So they can go somewhere else. You could take your gases at your second and third base. The third base has 8 out of 16 workers. It needs more. So there's a lot of little things you can do, even if you're just playing by yourself with no AI. But this is just to give you an idea of what you would do in a normal match. Is the economy side is the most important. And then you start getting the military involved, and then that becomes a little bit more complicated. But you can also look and see how much larvae you have sitting around. You have 35 larvae in total, and all of that could be military, or all that could be drones. So it's just up to you what you do here. But it's, it's getting used to how the functionality of all this works, and there's no pressure from the AI to kill you, right? You can just do this at your leisure, more or less. But it's a good way to practice. But I look at it at for a beginner player, I would like to see you be able to max out your army by 15 minutes. A game time.
Oh.
So as soon as you start the match, you should be at 200 by 15. Whether that's drones or Zerglings or Ultras or Mutas or whatever you decide to do, if it's got to be maxed out, that supply. Because a normal game can be over in 10 minutes. So the games are pretty fast-paced. Or they could be over in 30 minutes. Who knows?
Mineral field depleted.
But it's just getting the spending of money, the overlords to every portion of the map for scouting, the creep spread, the injects, the creep queens, teching up, that kind of thing. Get upgrades if you want. Who cares? Make all your Zerglings into Banelings and blow them up, and then make more Zerglings. Little things like that. It's just constant doing something. But you can go ahead and stop this if you want. Otherwise, it just kind of gets boring. There's nothing really to do here other than repetitive work. But it does give you an idea of what you can come in here and do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's actually getting used to things that I normally would like. What should I do? If I keep practicing
Right.
like this, then I don't have to do that. It's like I know exactly what to
Right.
do.
Right. It'll be autopilot, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
Or
exactly.
muscle memory, as others call it. But you'll get used to it. And it's just this little rotation of inject, check the drones. Are there too many? Are there too few? Or do I need more? Does this base need more drones? Does this base need more drones? Do I need to take a base? And then you add the supply into it. Do I need more overlords? If no, do I need overseers? Do I have lair tech? Can I make overseers? And just little questions to yourself and be like, do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need to do that? And as long as you're checking yourself on what you should be doing, or what you should be making, ideally, you shouldn't have any larvae available at all. You should be making units nonstop. So every time you have larvae come out, they should be spent on something. As you just keep up with that pattern of my workers, my queens, my expansions, my overlords, my larvae, over and over and over and over and over. I'm going to tell you right now, if you were to play a ladder match versus a bronze level opponent, and you're on a 3-base economy like you are now, and you made nothing but Zergling and A-clicked across the map to kill him, you would win.
Really?
There's not much they can do about a mass unit. Yeah. There's not much they can do about it. As long as you have that production mindset of make drones, inject. If I have problems injecting, make more hatcheries. As long as I have supply, and you make nothing but 200 supply of Zerglings by 10 minutes, I guarantee you win every freaking bronze match that you play. Even some silver players will die to that. And if you want to add insult to injury, you can make a Baneling nest and make most of them into Banelings. You'll basically win. You know, there's not much they can do against that if you're producing that many units. Because a lot of bronze players, a lot of silver players will not have a maxed out army prior to 10 minutes. They do a lot of cheeses and a lot of all-ins, so you might die early. But if you do what you're doing, you basically can outproduce them. So as long as you're making stuff and you're spending that money, and that's the biggest thing, is to spend that money, spend all the larvae. If you have too much money and not enough larvae, make more larvae. Make more hatcheries. You know? Spend it. As long as you're spending that money. Ideally, you should be broke at every minute in this game. There should be no larvae, no gas, no minerals. You should be spending on something. So basically, I've given you my credit card. Go shopping. Right?
Yeah.
More or less. Drain the bank account. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Not be a
But
hoarder
okay, we can.
who keeps all the money.
Yeah, don't hold it. Yeah, spend all the money. Don't hold it, because you're holding it right now. You got 15,700 minerals or cash. You can build. You can go right to Hive and build an Ultralisk cabin, and we can pretend the Ultralists are Mercedes. Go buy 30 Mercedes. So think of it like that, right? Just go out and buy 30 cars. You're throwing the cars at the enemy, and the enemies are screaming while it's happening, but there you go, right? You can think about it like that, and then it'll work just fine.
Yep.
Other than that, we can stop this mode then. But that's kind of an idea. If you try that versus the next time you play against an AI, I'm sure you'll do significantly better. Just spend the money. As long as you spend it, if it's just Zergling, you will still win because you'll have more mass than him. You'll have more units than he does. So a lot of the games that you played versus the AI,
Yeah.
you had like maybe 20, 30 Zerglings, and the enemy had like 10, 15 units. I mean, you wouldn't have took the fight, but what if you had 100 Zerglings? And you get 2 Zerglings for 1 supply, right? So that's 200 Zerglings. That's a lot of death. Especially to an opponent who can't deal with the amount of numbers. That's why I kept swarming him with during like the mid game there when it got close to 10 minutes. I had 200 Zerglings in supply, Is he going to stop it? No. So just try that. But I would practice with the AI for a little while. You don't have to do it today, obviously, or tonight. Just try getting used to the injecting and the overlord supply, and then we'll refine it to get it a little bit tighter. So that way you hit your 13 overlords, or if you can't do that, the extractor trick, and then get your 15 overlord. Get your spawning pool, your banelinist on time, and then your first expansion on time, and then it really doesn't matter after that point. Then you should be just fine. There are videos on this as well. Throughout YouTube, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them. I might be able to find one if you want. Z VX Starcraft. Try to find a good one.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay. I found one from Nero. I like him. He's a decent streamer.
We must place that on.
I'll send this video so it gives you an idea.
Okay.
So it's Zergling Queen's expansion into eventually roaches. And roach speed. So this will work well just about against anything. The whole video is about 10 minutes long. But I think the gist of it will be done in about 5 minutes, give or take. But that'll work against anything. Just as an example. And there's also Scarlet, which would be the female professional Zerg player. She plays a lot like I do, which is kind of creepy. She's always good to look up for how her playstyle is. It's very similar to mine. I do a couple extra things, but that's just me and how I've played over the years. I know Loco does some videos on her as well, which would be another fun one. But I would try that as just something to watch, like on the side or whatever. But practice will do you good. Don't be afraid to play unranked 1v1s on ladder. See how well you do. Once you got comfortable to just spamming out, like even if it's a single unit, like just make 200 Zerglings, you'll do well. I have no doubt of that. As long as you get that practice going, you should be fine. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate.
Oh, no problem. I'm gonna probably dip away for a few hours, but like I said, and like Mike says, I don't sleep, and I'm usually around all day, every day, unfortunately.